My name is Emma and I'm going to be running you through how to set up ads on LinkedIn today. So first of all, if you navigate to your company page on LinkedIn, you should be able to see a little advertise icon up here. If you can't see that, it's because you're not an admin for your LinkedIn campaign manager. So you'll need to get your admin to give you access. Once you do have access, you'll see this little icon up here and we will click into it. So once you're in Campaign Manager, here's where you'll see your accounts. So if you're running LinkedIn ads for clients, you'll see all your different client accounts listed here. If you're just running ads for yourself, it will just be your own account listed here. And if you don't have one yet, you'll need to do that first. So you just click this Create Account button here. So once you have your account set up, navigate toward the account that you want to be running ads against. And here is where all of your campaign groups, campaigns, and ads will live. So when you're creating a new campaign, obviously what you want to do is go to your Create Campaign button. And this is where you'll be able to start setting up your campaign. So if you want to use a brand new campaign group, which is what we will be doing, this is a really good way to organize your campaigns and make sure everything is separated the way that it should be. So let's just call this Test Campaign Group and we'll run it continuously from the start date. Let's just make it tomorrow. If you were to set an end date, obviously this is where you would do it as well. Cool, so we'll save that. And next. So your objective, this is where you want to pick your objective based on what you want to get out of your campaign. So if you're running a brand awareness campaign, obviously you'd choose something like brand awareness. If you're interested in getting leads, if getting some form completions going, then you'd pick something like lead generation. This is also where you can pick the option for a job application type of ad as well. So for the purpose of this, we're going to do something like website visits. So this is obviously to drive traffic to whatever URL you end up putting against the ad. Audience, so here's where you pick who's going to be seeing these ads. So we might include our target audience in Australia, or we might specifically target people in Melbourne. Great. Your audience has their profile language set to English, that's great. So if you want to do some detailed targeting, this is where you'd do it as well. So you might click to narrow your audience further. This is where you can do things like retargeting if you want to retarget people that have engaged with your LinkedIn account previously. Or you can pick audience attributes. So this is where you might pick things like their job experience, their education, what kind of company they work for, etc. So just as an example, we might do company size. So we only want to target small and medium-sized companies. So let's just do that. Great. And if we want to exclude anyone, this is also where we can do it. So if you only wanted to target a cold audience, you might exclude your retargeting audiences or things like that. Cool. So moving on, this is where you get to pick what sort of ad format you'd like to use. This one will just do a single image ad, but obviously you can do all sorts of things, carousel image ad, video ad, etc. So budget and schedule. This is where you can either set a daily budget or a lifetime budget or both. Typically we set a daily budget, it just depends how you structure your budgets overall, but a daily budget tends to work for us. So we'll set our daily budget here, or obviously if you choose lifetime budget, that's where you set your lifetime budget for your entire campaign here. Daily budgets are good if you don't have an end date, of course, because it'll make sure that you've got consistent spending over the course of your campaign and you can end it wherever you choose to end it. End date and start date for your specific campaign within this campaign group, or you can obviously choose to run the campaign continuously. Cool. Bidding, maximum delivery is probably what we would recommend. Target cost is where you can if you've got a really strict budget, you might pick target cost to stay really close to what you're trying to spend. But maximum delivery is obviously the best option. Conversion tracking. So conversion tracking is something that you do have to set up in your assets in Campaign Manager prior to doing this. It's sort of the same with your retargeting audiences. All of those things you should set up in your assets tab prior to setting up the ad if you'd like to do that. So if you're tracking conversions for a certain landing page, this is where you might do it. So save and continue. Cool, so this is where you actually build your ad. So you can use existing content. Let's say you want to run an ad that you've run before, but just in a new audience or in a new time schedule with a new budget, etc. That's where you might use that. Otherwise, just create a new ad. Naming the ad is just for internal use, so that's to help you with reporting and such. Introductory text would be your actual headline, I believe, and then URL is obviously where you want to send your audiences when they click through. This is where you add all of your ad imagery and your call to action as well. So for the sake of saving time, I'll just pick something that we've already used before. Let's just pick this first one. Great. So here is where we get to review our ad. So if we click next, you'll see that everything is here in a nice little summary. So this is where you make sure that all of your details are correct, your schedule, audience, budget, ad format, everything is listed here. So if you're happy with everything here, this is where you would launch your campaign. It's as easy as that. And then if you would like to create different audiences and such within different campaign groups, once you finish this one, you can go in and select to create another campaign within that same campaign group that we made at the beginning. And then you'll have a nice collection of different audiences and different ads. So that's all. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us in the comments. Thanks.